So we are going to use exponents to rewrite your questions in simpler terms. Now, the final answer still has to be back in what? In radical form, okay? So we ended on 12 last time. This is where we're going to continue. Let me make this bigger so you can see. Currently, you have 2 raised to the power of 1/2 times a to the power of 2/3 times b to the power of 5/6. Okay. Can I simplify those rationals right now? Meaning we can simplify, add, subtract, or is that as far as we can go in that form? Yeah. So now we're going to rewrite it in radical form. Okay. What would you need to write it in radical form? What would you need? What do you need when you write it as radical? Huh? What do you need? What goes on the outside? What is that called? Index. Right now, how do we get an index? What does it come from? When the denominator. Look at your fractions. Look at your rational exponents. Do you have the same denominator? No. So right now, you cannot write it as one radical. Well, how would I go from that to the same denominator? Yes, you need to find a common denominator. So I'm going to rewrite it. 2 times, what's your LCD? 6 or 3? 6, right? Emma H, you have a question?
On the previous problem,
yeah.
Would the index be 2, or did that cancel out?
Oh, remember, the index was 2, but when we write a square root, do we ever put an index? Yeah, we don't have to, but feel free to put 2. A2, denominator of 6, B2, denominator of 6. Is that the common denominator? Okay. So now you have to figure out, what did you multiply? Whoa, 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 whoa. Something happened. It's thinking. Or just doesn't like this set of notes right now. Or Minecraft, which I have no idea how to do. Yeah, okay. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. It's just taking its sweet time. Maybe I shouldn't move around too much today. Okay. It's still loading because it looks like my A's are gone and my B's are gone. Don't you love technology? I know. Okay. Okay. All right, so we wrote A already. And then we wrote B, but it deleted it. Okay, so here's the question. Maybe I shouldn't move around too much today. The 1/2 and 2 to the 1/2, what did we multiply to get a denominator 6? 3. I mean, we're going to get the top as 3 as well. So Brandon C, what are we multiplying to the top? Yeah, Brandon. Okay, sorry, hand. Yes.
Okay, so when you make the same denominator, like for the 2 1/2, you have to times it by 3, but you don't have to times the whole number by 3.
No, just the exponents. Okay. Very good. So now we get 3 in the top. How about the A? What do we multiply the denominator by to get 6? 2. That means what's the new top? 4. Do we need to do anything to the B? No. Yep, keep it. It's right. So that's still a 5, and the 6 is original. Well, look at the index. It should all be what now? 6. So here we go, 6.
Oh, so you put everything under that.
Everything under 1. What's the numerator for 2? 3. So 2 to the 3rd. What's the numerator to A? 4. What's the numerator to B?
5.
Now all we have to do is simplify out your A to the 3rd. Final answer, A to the 3rd is what? 8. And then 8 times A to the 4th and B to the 5th. And box that up. How come I can't simplify any further than that?
Because there's nothing that's over 6.
Yeah, look, I need 6, but none of this is 6, right? So let's go to the last 3 of today. This one's very similar to what you just got done. What would you do here? Find the lowest common denominator, which is 12. Okay, so 2 to the something 12, m to the something 12. What's your new numerator for 2? 4. Good. What's your new numerator for m? 9. Because remember, you have to multiply this by 3 to get 12. So that whatever you multiply to the bottom, you multiply to the top. What's your index? 12. Okay, so this becomes an index of 12. And then 2 raised to what power? 4. M is raised to what power? 9. Well, I have to simplify 2 to the 4th. So final answer, 12 index, 16 times m to the 9. Okay. The last 2 are probably the most difficult of them all.
Do you put them back in the radical term and put the same denominator?
So you're on the right idea. Can you see that these indexes are different? So I can't multiply, right? But can I rewrite them in rational exponent form? Yes. So that's right. When you can't simplify radical, then simplify radical. But when you can't, write it in rational form. How would you write the 8 in rational form? 8 to the power of 1/4 times 32 to the power of 1/3. Well, look, 8 and 32. They're the bases, and they're not the same bases. Is it possible for us to factor both of those bases out? And I factor 8. It's 8 factorable. Think about it.
Oh, so should we simplify before we do that?
Let's do it before or after. It doesn't matter. So right now you have 8 to the power 1/4. Can I simplify 8? Can I factor 8, I should say? What is 8 factored down to? 4 and 2, and 4 is factored down to what? 2 and 2. So 8 is really 2 to the what? 8 is 2 to the 3rd. Okay? Remember, we'll do it very slowly and step by step. So 8 is really 2 to the power of 3. All of that is still raised to the power of what? 1/4. Can I factor out the 32? 32 is what? 4 and 8. Factor some more. 2 and 2 and? And factor some more. So 32 is in essence what? 2 to the 5th, right? 2 to the 5th. Okay, so 32 is 2 to the 5th. Remember, always factor them all out. And this is still being raised to the 3rd. Now, power to the power. What should we do here?
Find the same denominator?
No, I have power to power right now. What do we do with the powers? Multiply. Okay, so 2 to what power? To the first one? What do we have? Times 2 to the 3/4. 2 to the 3/4. Times 2 to the 5/3. I'm going to hold on tight before I go any further. Are we okay with that step? Yes or no? Now, look at the bases. Are the bases the same? So what do you do when you multiply? What do you do with the exponents when you multiply and the bases are the same? I get to add the exponents. So this is really 2 now. 3, 4, plus what? 5/3. I'm going to hold on tight so you can ask questions. Yes, Hannah?
Why did you get 2 from 2 times 2?
2 from 2 times 2. Remember, let me just write this right here. In algebra, x to the 4th times x to the 3rd. What's your answer? X to the 7th, because we add the exponents only. Do we add the bases? No, same thing, right? This is 2 to the 3/4 times 2 to the 5/3. Do we add the bases? No, we only go and add the
So I know,
exponents.
it's 2 to the 4 times 2 to the 5/3, and you equal it to 2, wouldn't it be 4?
No, no, no. We do not add the bases.
I'm confused.
X to the 4th times x to the 3rd. Would you
I
agree?
get that, but like,
So let's just say that I take out the 2, Hannah. Forget the 2. If I write x, what would you get?
oh,
Would you write 2x or just an x?
you just write that.
You're right. Same thing with the 2's. I don't write 2 2's. I just write a 2 for the base.
So you're trying to get into the same whole number?
We're trying to simplify it down to, yep, so now we're just adding the exponent. We don't add the bases. Keep that in mind.
2 and 1.
Then you can't, because the bases are not the same. You can only add the exponents if the bases are identical. So like, another question for you, okay? X to the 7 times y to the 3rd. Can you do anything with that made up question right there?
Where?
In the blue, x to the 7 times y to the 3rd. No, the bases are different. You cannot do anything, okay?
Oh, because the whole number is what's under the radical.
The bases, yeah, these are called the bases. Okay, good questions. Now let's add the exponents. Aren't they fractions? That means you have to do what? Common denominator. Okay, what's a common denominator? 12. So this is 12 plus something 12. What does this turn into? 9. What does this turn into? 20. Ooh. This is now 2 to the what? 29 over 12. I can't simplify that fraction, so let's rewrite it as radical. How do I rewrite it as radical?
It would be the power of 12.
What's your index? 12. Okay.
And then
2 to the 29. Oh, man. Can I simplify that? How many identical 2's would you need to even take it out of the radical? I need 12 of them, right? How many sets of 12 do you see? I see, yep. So guess what? I could take out 1 and another 1. That means, how many 2's are left inside? 5. Because 2 sets of 2 is 24 total. So I'm left with 2 to the 5th. Final answer is 4, 12 index of, guess what? 2 to the 5th is 32. Look at that. It uses fractions. It uses exponents. It uses radical. It uses factoring. It uses everything. Yes, Brooke?
Would you mark this down if you left it 4 rad 2?
4 rad 2. Not crazy a lot, but you always have to multiply those out. Okay? I wouldn't take everything off. Maybe like a point. All right. 14. Pretty crazy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 15. Last crazy problem. What do? It's an addition. What would you? Right now, what's the index for the 400? What's the index for 125? They're not even the same. You can't even do anything. I could. Let's do it. What do you want to do? How do you simplify that? Okay, 400 is what times what? Okay, so 3 is on the outside, 4th index. 400 is 4 times 100?
Yeah.
4 is 2 times 2? Yeah, 100 is 2 times 50, yes or no? Okay, actually 50, I can break it down some more. 50 is what? 2 times what? 25, so let's write that. So 2 times 25. Is that okay for me to break it all down to 2's like that? Okay, remember, 400 is 4 times 100, right? 100 is 4 times 25, and 4 is 2 times 2. I'm not going to break down the 25 further because I can, but I'm not, because I can't even take that out. No, right? So I'm not. I'm going to leave it right there. But if you want to, can you break it down to 5 times 5? Yeah, that's a personal choice. Okay. How about the 125? What are you going to do? So Brendan, yeah.
I have to do all that. It's just 20.
Why do I have to do all that for what? Oh, it's not a square root. It's a 4th root. I need 4 identical things. Now, 125 is a square root there. So what are you going to break that down to? 25 times 5. But 25 is 5 times 5. So you can write 25 times 5 because you already know what square root 25 is. Okay. On the first one, can I take out 1, 2? Yep, so that's 3 outside already. I'm going to take out 1, 2. I'm left with 4th index of 25. Is that okay? Some of you said, well, what if I want to write 5 squared? Is that still okay? Yeah, up to you. 5 squared is 25. Those are all equivalents. On the second one, what are you going to take out? A 5. What's left? Write 5. Can I multiply the 3 and the 2 in the front? Yes, that's going to be 6. 4th root of 25, which is aka 5 squared, right? Plus 35 times square root of 5. Can you see the indexes are still not the same? So I can't even add those. But what would you do here? I'm going to rewrite it as a rational exponent 6 times. What is your denominator of 5 squared? 4. So 5 raised to what? To 4th. Oh man. Do you see something's happening? Plus 35 times what? 5 to the half. Can I simplify this little guy right there? What is that going to reduce to? What? 5 to the 1/2 plus 35 times 5 to the 1/2. Okay. It was, but 25 is? It's the same thing as 5 squared. Okay. Now what are you going to do? Write it back as what? I know, we'll keep going back and forth. Make up my mind. What are you going to do? Write it back as what? Radicals. 6 square root of what? 5 plus 35 square root of what? Look at that. Indexes are the same. The radicands are even the same. What are you going to do here? Final answer. Add those. So final answer is 41 rad 5. Whoa. And that is an egg roll.